Kazakhstan's chief sanitary physician recommends the country's citizens not to visit 9 countries. Stay tuned for more details. Eurasian Economic Union member countries enjoy the benefits of integration. Mutual trade grew by $4 billion over 5 years. Crunchy and sweet baursaks with Kuwaiti taste coming up next. Kazakhstan's chief sanitary physician recommends citizens of the country to not visit 9 countries with increased cases of coronavirus. In addition to China, the list includes South Korea, Iran, Singapore, Malaysia, Italy, Japan, Thailand, and the United States. Jandarбек Bekshin urges Kazakhs to cancel their purchased tickets and plan a trip when the situation with COVID-19 will stabilize in these countries. He noted that there is not a single confirmed case of coronavirus in Kazakhstan. Meanwhile, he reported that Kazakhs who were on the Diamond Princess cruise ship in Yokohama, Japan, have arrived in Nur-Sultan and are now under surveillance in the quarantine zone.
Олар бәрі де біздің обсерваторға оқшалауға алынды. Олар қазір клиникалық зерттеу және лабораториялық зерттеу.
They have been placed in the hospital. Clinical and laboratory studies continue. They will be monitored. Regarding the situation in our country, I want to assure you that everything is under control. Last week, I visited Kazakhstan's border with China. I visited the car and railway checkpoints. Everything is under control. There are daily checkups.
Қаралды. О жерде нақты бақылау жасалып жатыр. Тәулік бойы біздің шекарамыз қазір тексеруде.
6 Chinese provinces have announced a reduced level of threats to coronavirus. The decision was made given that there are no new cases of infection with the novel virus recorded in these areas. The threat level in Liaoning, Yunnan, Gansu, and Guizhou has been reduced to level 3 from level 1. Meanwhile, the threat level in Guangdong and Shanxi was lowered to level 2 from level 1. Meanwhile, South Korea has raised the level of the coronavirus threat from the 3rd level orange to the 4th red level. According to the RIA Novosti news agency, the number of confirmed cases in the country has exceeded 800 people, while 7 have died. The analyses on another 11,000 people are still being conducted. Malaysia's Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad submitted his resignation to the country's king, according to the Prime Minister's office. However, according to news reports, the Malaysian United Indigenous Party, led by the former Prime Minister, has left the ruling government coalition Alliance of Hope. The political coalition was created 3 years ago and united 4 opposition parties at once. An agreement was reached whereby Mahathir will take over as Prime Minister for 2 years should the coalition lead to victory in the 2018 parliamentary elections. He would then hand over the premiership to the leader of the largest party in the bloc, Anwar Ibrahim. Cooperation between Kazakhstan and the Eurasian Economic Union is becoming productive, said President of Kazakhstan Kassym-Jomart Tokayev at a meeting with the new chairman of EEC, Mikhail Myasnikovich. The parties discussed issues on the current conditions and development prospects of the Union, as well as interaction between Kazakhstan and the EAEU. The mutual trade between Kazakhstan and EAEU member countries grew 23% since the agreement of the Eurasian Economic Union entered into force. The number of enterprises attracting foreign investments has doubled and reached 12,000. Kazakhstan's strategic goal is to bring the volume of investments of fixed assets up to 30% of GDP. This was stated by Kazakh Prime Minister Askar Mamin. He said that this will increase the added value in energy, transport, infrastructure, agriculture, tourism, and other strategic sectors. The Prime Minister also noted that according to results of 2019, Kazakhstan's GDP grew by 4.5% and trade with foreign countries reached $96 billion. Kazakhstan has climbed from 28th to 25th place in the World Bank's Doing Business ranking on ease of doing business. POS POS Terminals, concrete products and metal mesh will be launched in Turkistan region this year. 6 new factories are also planned to be launched on the territory of the industrial zone in 2020. Meanwhile, experts highlighted that domestic products of building materials substitute foreign analogs. For example, reinforced concrete products manufacturing plant that began operating in the industrial zone 2 years ago provides several construction companies in the region with its products. We produce 5 types of concrete products. The amount of produced materials is up to 350 million tenge on average per year. The main part of the products is sold to construction companies that operate in Turkistan. We supply Kizilorda region with materials as well. Furniture produced at this plant is steadily becoming popular among customers. The production was launched 5 years ago. It is the largest enterprise of the regional center at the moment. 140 people who work in 4 workshops are manufacturing more than 200 items of bedroom, kitchen and children's sets, as well as cabinets and tables of high quality.
2019-25 мың көлемде жиһаз шығарғанбыз. Енді 2020 Құда қаласа сол.
We produced 25,000 sets of furniture last year. We want to double this indicator this year. We sell products across Kazakhstan, having distributors in every region. We take 80% of raw materials from Russia and 10% from China.
20%-ын Қытайдан аламыз. Шикізаттан алу қиындау болды. Өкімет жағынан бізге производительдерге жеңілдіктер істесе бізге жақсы болатын еді.
Cooperation between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan is developing dynamically. The Uzbek Statistics Committee noted that more than 820 joint enterprises and companies with Kazakhstan's investments are operating in the country at the moment. Moreover, majority of the entities are engaged in industry and trade. Meanwhile, the 2 countries are also planning to expand air services. The Kazakh and Uzbek ministries have agreed to increase the number of flights between the 2 countries and open new air routes. In addition, the countries are taking measures to attract foreign airlines as part of the recently introduced Open Skies policy. Kyrgyzstan is progressively shifting from traditional to alternative energy sources. Experts highlighted that the renewable energy sources are being generated in the country. Kyrgyzstan has to focus on the development of small hydropower as well as solar energy. The experts also opined that it is more profitable and efficient to build small hydroelectric power stations, especially in remote areas where it is expensive to deliver electricity. Asian elephant, jaguar and urial are placed under international protection at the moment. The decision has been made during the 13th meeting of a conference in Gandhinagar, India. The mammals have been added to the list of the Convention on Migratory Species, where 10 new species of animals entered at once. The decision was initiated by zoologists from Iran, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan. The first online lesson of Kazakh language has been held in Kyrgyzstan. High school students were able to listen to a teacher from Nur-Sultan live. The students were taught the grammar and stylistic rules as well as the correct pronunciation of words in Kazakh. The next lectures are planned to be held online in a question and answer format. We live in the age of technology, where everything is transformed into digital format. We can study without leaving home. The internet allows us to get necessary information. I'm very impressed, especially with Kazakh language. I have learned a lot. I'm glad that I can study Kazakh language in our school. Meanwhile, students from Belarus, Iran and Belgium are also expected to have the opportunity to learn Kazakh language in the near future. The 175th anniversary of Abai Joly was celebrated in Berlin. Not only Germans, but also Kazakhs living in Germany, Poland, Sweden, Turkey and Portugal came to learn about the interesting facts from the life and work of the legendary Kazakh poet and philosopher. They watched the film and read books of Abai, and then they enjoyed the concert. Artists performed the works of the Kazakh poet with Domra and Kobis.
Abai Европаның есігін Қазаққа бұдан 100 жыл бұрын таныстырса, біз енді Абайды жаңа тұрғыдан
Abai was the first to translate Goethe opening Europe for us. Therefore, we decided to organize this event in Berlin in order to present the works of Abai and tell the Germans about our great philosopher and humanist. There will be many such events this year. We plan to organize the evenings of Abai in France, Hungary, and Poland. Through the work of Abai, Europeans will learn more about our people.
Венгрияда, Польшада қазір жоспарланып отыр. Осы кешті әрі қарай біз кештерде біз Европаға Абайды таныстырамыз деп ойлаймын.
There are 3 stages to Al-Farabi's teaching, said scientist Sultan Jaik Isayevich at the recent Al-Farabi and Modern Kazakh Philosophy Forum. According to the scholar, the stages include family education, which is the most important, followed by nationwide education and global education. The event, dedicated to the 1150th birth anniversary of the great philosopher Al-Farabi, was attended by scientists, students and graduates from Karagandhi, Pavlodar, Oral, Aktobe, Aktau and Kizilorda. Each of the attendees talked about the well-rounded personality of Al-Farabi as well as his contribution to the youth.
Al-Farabi өзінің қайырлы қала тұрғындары атты еңбегінде жалпы адамзатқа ортақ сол заман ішінде
In his treatise on the views of the residents of the virtuous city book, Al-Farabi mentioned topics that are common to mankind, which are still relevant in today's world. Relationships of people in general, humanity and respect were discussed in this work. This serves as a guide for our future generations.
Мына ұрпағымыздың дұрыс бағытта дамуы үшін өте бір жақсы бағыт-бағдар беретін еңбек.
Dimash Kudaibergen continues to win the hearts of Russian public as part of his big European tour. Fans of his creativity have been looking forward to this day. Tickets to his concerts in Krasnodar were sold out a few weeks before this performance. Arnau's spectacular show has united his fans across Russia. Spectators were fascinated by his incredible voice and enjoyed his live performance for several hours. Last night, the singer gave a spectacular performance in Kazan city. Fans especially welcomed Dimash Kudaibergen. Dimash also plans to make tours to Latvia, Ukraine, Germany and the Czech Republic. The last concert will be held in April in the capital of Belarus.
Chef from Kuwait, Jomana Jafar, cooks Kazakh barsaks that can be found in every Kazakh dastarkhan. The chef says that the food made from flour is also very much appreciated in Kuwait. There is a snack similar to barsak, which is sweeter and served as dessert in Kuwait.
I've tried kursaki, the fried Kazakh bread. We have something similar, we call it lgemat. Lgemat like a fried dough, and they coat it with sugar syrup or date molasses. Now I will use my date molasses.
Jomana Jafar and Zayat Hamadah were invited by the Kuwait Embassy in Kazakhstan to conduct culinary master classes. In addition, the two chefs will also be part of the Kuwait Cultural Day in Nur-Sultan. The chefs who came to Kazakhstan tried Kazakh food for the first time and gave their professional evaluation.
A common thing about our food and the Kazakhstani food is like both of us, we like to plate it in a big plate, like the fish barmak, okay? So we have some common thing that, but we, instead of dough, we put the rice and then the meat. We are thinking to plan about to come again and teach the local people how to cook the Kuwaiti food.